Well, hello, everybody. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, where I help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. I am super excited. Yeah, you like Thursday or whenever day you're going to be watching this replay. Oh my goodness. I did an announcement. I did. I felt like I needed to come back on and reach out to you all because I always got special announcements, special events that I have coming up, and I just really wanted to talk a little bit about writing because we're now, or whenever you're going to watch this replay, we're recording this in the fourth quarter of 2021, and wow, the year has been quite a doozy. The year has been a year. It has been a year. And my prayer is that you're making it every day. You're breathing, breathing in and out. You're up. And those of you with loved ones in the hospital or you've recently lost loved ones, my prayer, my heart goes out to you because I know what that's like and I know what that feels like. I'm not coming from a place of not having felt that and known that, but I really, really appreciate you. I really am going to the throne for you, that God continue to bless you and keep you. So it's been quite a year, but we still have we have less than 100 days left in this year. So we've got time to get accomplished some things that we were supposed to accomplish back in January. We got time to do it. And I'm super excited to have as my guest and co-host tonight, Miss Latasha Craig of Imagine Me LLC. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
So,
appreciate
we're going to talk a little bit about a lot about the writing process on October 16th. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about first off the write that book now, because a lot of people wait and delay and decide, ooh, when am I going to do it? And I know I'm stepping on your toes. Okay, we've been helping other people. We've been helping other people write, but let's just go back to the beginning. Let's start all over from scratch. My adage is write that book now. But then some people may ask, why write? Why do you write? So, Latasha, why do you write?
So I would say, first of all, writing is one of the most powerful forms of communication. Honestly, I think it's one of the ones that you can do the most truth in. And so it's an emotional release. And for me, it's a part of my trauma care plan as an African-American woman, just, living and breathing every day and having had some traumas in my life. It has become one of those things that I utilize to dump my negativity, to take out the trash in my life. And also for me, it become a part of legacy building. And I tell that to the students all the time. You determine what it is that you leave behind for other people. And especially when you write your story, because there's power in your words and there's strength in your story. You leave your footprint on, the path of destiny. And once it's written and it's published, nobody can take that away. It can't be erased. And we have a responsibility to leave things better than we found them. So sharing our story also heals other people. It sets them free from some things. You have the opportunity to breathe life into someone through your words. And it's a choice, it's a choice. So, but it has greatly helped my communication as an individual to be a writer. And while I am helping other individuals, and I do say that I'm a writer, I have yet to release my formal, book of my own. And so
it's coming. Come on.
It's coming.
You got to write it.
It's coming. I do. And I will.
And you will.
And
you will.
If it's the last thing I do, I will. But I have instilled that in my personal household, that, we can communicate in various ways, and we do. And so, but writing is one of the most powerful ones. It is written.
Yeah, it is written, clearly the oldest book ever.
Yeah.
The Bible, it is written. And I think for me, I didn't set out to write a book. I just was putting ideas that came in my head down on paper.
Yeah.
And the more I did it, the better I felt. And so I guess that's a part of, to me, the therapy, healing, and recovery. And I don't feel like your voice is lost. People say, find your voice, find your voice. I don't think it's lost. I just think it needs to be activated. Absolutely. I think your voice needs to be rejuvenated, and it needs to be heard. And because for years teaching babies who were nonverbal in an autism unit, absolutely, they still communicated very well. They let me know, Ms. Royston, no. And they may not have, they might have grunted, they might have screamed, they might have pointed, they might take me by the hand and drag me across the room and point at it, but they could communicate extremely well. So I encourage you, are you ready to activate your voice? Are you ready to experience that healing and recovery? And some of you, I have a sneaking suspicion, already do that. Because for me, it was those Dollar General store 90-page spiral notebooks, which I probably got one floating around here somewhere. And, just wrote in them. And, every time I either relocated or went to a new city, be sure and share and comment and like this video. Every time I went to a new place, I would take those notebooks. Absolutely. And until 2007, when God said it's time to put that book together. What book? I don't have a book.
Yes, you
got some writings of my personal ideas down on paper.
Everything we do is writing. Everything we do, we're writing our story.
Yeah.
Whether or not we decide to put it on paper and share it with the world, we're still writing our story. So you may as well share it. Set somebody else free. Activate your voice.
Yeah.
Activate
it. Got to activate it. Okay. So we know why we write, but you have to determine that why for yourself.
Absolutely.
I can encourage you to write. I can, hey, cousin Lisa, how are you, love? Good evening. Good evening. So I can encourage you to write, but I can't really make you. I can lead, as they say, I can lead that horse to water, but I can't make that horse drink. I really cannot.
Julia, I'm going to say that an even stronger question would be, why not write?
Yeah. Okay.
Why not? What are we afraid of? Yeah. When you tell your own story, nobody can tell your story like you can. So when you tell your own story, you have that opportunity to shape, what it looks like.
Exactly.
So why not write?
So why not write? Well, there's, probably 50 or 60 years ago, we didn't have the advantages of technology that we have today. So therefore, people they still got a long list of excuses, if you can imagine. But they had a long list of excuses. It's expensive. I don't have technology. I don't have this. I don't have that. But now, technology is at your fingertips. Yeah. It's on your phone. It's, you can speak it in. There's just so many ways to do it. So I'm with Tasha. Why not? Is that a gift from God? Yeah. The ability to write. Well, let's think about historically. In slavery times, we were killed for wanting to read or write.
Absolutely.
So it is a gift. It is a gift from God that we don't activate. But is it a learned gift? People say, I'm not good grammatically and I can't, that's what we got editors for. That's what we got other people to review your work for. The idea, though, still has to come from your head. The story still comes from you. For so long, we shared our stories verbally between each other. Mm-hmm. Historically, the story was passed down from one generation to the next verbally. Yes. But now we have the advantage of writing. We have the advantage of actually putting that down on paper and literally sharing it with the world. Can you imagine? And you're able to do that pretty conveniently and relatively inexpensively. Mm-hmm. You can actually do that. So why not write? The question is yours. The opportunity is yours. And, to heal, recover.
That we're always talking about is, I know the big topic right now is critical race theory and why to teach those things and so forth. But the answer is that if we don't write, if we don't record our history, how then is it supposed to be taught? And so we are in a state right now in the United States and in this world, period, that we've never been in. You know, our children are going to have a whole like entire 2 years of history to write about.
Yeah.
We never saw that coming.
No.
And so if we don't tell that story the way that it happened, how will generations after us, know? How will they know?
Yeah. What would it look like and what would it feel like and all of that if we don't tell it? And we're free to do it quite easily than hey Mary, how are you, love? We're able to really tell it quite easily. And Mary Evans is a fellow children's author and a writer. She's in out there in Texas, in West Texas, in Waco. And so glad to have you on this evening. So healing, therapy, recovery, and activating your voice is really extremely important to me. So, all right. So let's talk about the writing process. How do you write? Just not the full how is how do you do it?
Yeah. Okay. So
are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Or Mary, jump in there. Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? What you do?
I would just say I'm an all the time person. I'm always writing.
Yeah. You're all the time. Yeah. You write constantly.
Yeah.
I love you too, boo.
Yeah. I'm in love with words. I will say that. And I think it's, pertinent that you write all the time. You have computers in your hand. You hold them up to your ear and you answer them to have a conversation with somebody. It's a computer in your hand. Yeah. You have a notepad on there. Right. Keep a notepad beside your bed when you get those ideas in the middle of the night. That's not by accident. That's God speaking to you. That's your spirit waking you up to put that thing down. And it doesn't always have to be for us. It can be for other people.
Right. Most definitely. So I used to have the notebook and pad beside my bed. I am the putting it in my phone. Absolutely. And definitely use it in my phone. Type it up. I'm the person that God nudges at 3:00 in the morning.
Yes.
I'm that chick who slides out of bed and closes the door and tries to keep it as dark so I don't disturb my husband, and comes to the computer and gets it down because my characters are talking, especially when I'm writing fiction. The characters are and they yelling at me. And they're having a conversation. I'm like, I gotta get this out of my head, because what happens if you try to sleep through it, you'll lose it. You won't have it.
You absolutely will. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, well, I found out a whole lot of things the hard way. You can rest assured. That's the reason why I have something. Okay, so good question. Mary says she writes in the morning mostly.
Okay.
I'm an early morning. She says I will write on my phone too. Evenings on a good night. Yeah, especially if I have to get something down, I'll do evenings, and it has to be a really early night because Tasha knows I go to bed. Yes. I'm at 8:00 girl. I mean, I got my clients so trained. They said, "Are you still up?" I had to catch you before you went to bed. It'd be about 7:15 to 7:30. And I'm like, yeah, you got me just in time, lovey, because I'll be shutting it down.
When I'm texting, I'm like, I hope she doesn't get this till the morning. I hope it doesn't get till the morning. Because I have got to get it out of my head. When I get an idea, it's got to get out of my head, or else
Mary knows. But the other thing is getting it down, and we'll talk more about what's going to happen on October 16th. But it's an opportunity for you to at least, as they say, pump that well, get it started. And that's the reason why we're talking today, is because I want to get it churning and the well started. Because I'm going to be quite honest with you. I've had people who have contacted me, several people now, who have contacted me about publishing, and they were interested in writing, but they passed away. So those were one of those catastrophes that happened, that their story went to the grave with them because we weren't able to get their story down before God took them. So don't delay. You have an opportunity here. Do not delay and don't stop, because as somebody who writes, I'm like, even if they decided to publish another way and they didn't publish with me, I'm cool with that as long as the story was told. But now the story can't be told directly from them. It will still be second party, third party, some other hand, and they don't get to critically look line by line and say, nope, that's not the word I meant.
Right.
That's the word I meant to say. That's the word I want to say. Hey, love. So Mary Evans says she keeps her ringer and text notifications off, so she's able to focus. Yes. So she's able to go to sleep. I understand. Hey, Fatima, how you doing, love? You doing all right? Come on, Maryland, New York. You move? Yeah. She's on the East Coast. I know that. Yeah. So Mary says she had a cousin who died. Want her to tell her stories, but she didn't. I know.
And that is so unfortunate because each of us has a unique power that's within us. And there are people who are specifically assigned to your ministry as a person. And you know, we have a responsibility to do that. Yeah. So I'm talking to myself as well.
I understand. Fatima, I'm doing good, love, and we still have to get to hear your story, your 2 stories. You got 2 books down in there, but that's all right, love. We're gonna get them out. I'm gonna pull them out. If you have to come kicking and screaming, I got to pull it out. Come on, Fatima. I'm gonna pull them out, kicking and screaming. But the other piece too is that you know, we talked earlier about leaving your legacy and that it's a generational legacy. Because now we know the backstory. We know the how did we get here. And, you know, one of the things that's so important right now is, you know, our health and wellness.
Absolutely.
Because once we know Big Mama had it and then Gigi had it and then Mama got it and then now I have it, you know, we're able to stop some of those things. We're able to curtail those things. But if they're not told, if we don't know them, you know, I there's a whole part of my life that I don't know because, excuse me, my father's mother died when she was 40. So he was like 6 or 8 years old. So therefore, there's a whole side of family I don't really know that I meet periodically, but I don't have a vast connection with because she died. And she was our introduction to it. And, you know, even down to the last picture they have of her, she's small. But I'm like, I asked my father one day, I was like, we all big girls. What did Big Mama look? I mean, like, what Grandma Etta look like? And he said, oh, Mama was always a 22. I'm like, yay! yes. Okay, now I feel comfortable in my skin. You know, my mother's mother was smaller. She was probably 16, 18 most of the time. But now I know, okay, I feel good. I feel even better in my skin, know that I'm carrying on my grandmother's legacy. He said, oh, Mama was always a 22. I was like, yeah, all right. Now I get, you know, I see the size 6 or 8 woman. He said, oh, Mama was about to die. That's the last picture before Mama died. I was like, oh, okay. I feel much better. She was always a big girl. Yay. I get it. I get it. Honestly, I do.
See, that's that legacy.
It is. Okay. So you back in Maryland. Yeah, that's a part of, you're right. That's a part of that legacy piece. And then imparting and leaving something for the next generation.
Generational wealth building.
Yes. Yeah.
Wealth building.
And not just money. And just, you know, when we say wealth, we always think of money, but we need intellectual property.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that, you know, I've had clients that actually I had a contract with that passed away. So they didn't necessarily pass away from COVID, but they passed away. Mm-hmm. And so therefore we start talking about intellectual property, which a book is a part of that. It's just like your house, just like your bank account, just like stocks, bonds, anything else. That's a part of your estate planning. I had to learn that the hard way. And you're right, Mary, intellectual property is the key.
It is.
So therefore, you know, you have to tell that. And so authors, so I did a whole video of that in my private Facebook group with BK Royston Publishing authors that, you know, I'm not an attorney, so I can't really help you with that, but you need to seek your attorney and your estate planner to let them know, you know, how do I incorporate, because I've written 2 books or some of my authors 6, 8 books, and they need to let their family members know this is how to get the royalties. This is how to order books if you want to continue to, you know, this is a part of that generational wealth building and what's the next and what's yet to come. And then of course it's profit. Because I've seen books turned into movies, I've seen books turned into all types of things, shows, and all kinds of things. And maybe one day something of mine will, I don't know. But it's getting easier and easier now with Netflix and all of the straight, not having to go through big Hollywood out in California. You can just upload it and the idea, and as long as you do the cinematography and all that, it can be done and go straight to the people and bypass the theaters and all that. So it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to be about. But do you want to? Are you creative like that? Have you had those stories in your head for the longest time? Those ideas that roam around in your head and you've got them on, as they say, scrap paper or toilet paper or towel paper, I've seen it on towel paper. I've done it on towel paper. Like, oh, wait a minute, I got to get down on a napkin. But don't laugh. It is happening.
It's real. It's real. I have written things on napkins.
Yeah.
I don't have anything around me. I gotta get it up, and I have to remember that.
Showed me that too. So writing things down on a napkin and getting that idea in, it's a multi-million-dollar idea. It's a multi-million-dollar opportunity. So that being said, on October 16th, yay!
I'm excited.
It's over Latasha's left shoulder as a flyer. So we're having a virtual writers workshop. We'd intended to have it in person, but I think this is going to be better for us if we have it virtually this time. I've had in-person workshops. I've had in-person writers retreats. And one day, hopefully, the world will get where I can do that again. But right now, the writers workshops and all that are going to be virtual. And so we're having one,
That's all right.
It sure is. It is. So that means anybody anywhere in the world can join us on October 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be together 4 solid hours. Yeah, we're going to be getting your ideas out of your head. Bring your notebooks. Bring them to whether you join us on your phone, your tablet, your computer, wherever you join us at and from. We're going to have an opportunity. Latasha and I are going to be together in on this. She's going to teach. I'm going to teach. You can feel free to ask questions. We may have a little break, but I want us to get the most time that we can together, outlining your books, actually writing, an opportunity for you to write. And if necessary, put a link in the chat and you can do some private coaching with Latasha. We'll keep the room open. We can do private chatting in other rooms. All technology is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
We can get that done. So it is just $49 for the 4 hours for the event. So go to bkroysonpublishing.com, click on classes and register today. I'll send you a link out by October 15th and all the other course materials, the ebook, all that good stuff, and the itinerary, and we'll be ready to go and get that done on October 16th at 10 a.m.
Y'all need to get in there. Get
in there. Come on.
Get in
so
there.
Register, pass it along, tag somebody in this video and say, I don't know how to start. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would be well on my way to have all my Christmas shopping done. How about that? I'd be well on my way to have my Christmas shopping done. So it's a wonderful thing. So, Latasha, before we go, I want you to tell the people about your love for teaching young people about writing.
This is something that truly brings it brings the best out of me. I'm so excited about being able to impart into the younger generation that love for writing. And a lot of them, yes, Game Changers.
Game Changers
is getting ready to drop. It is happening November the 13th. That's when that launch happens. And we are excited about that. 7 young people are going to become published authors and entrepreneurs. That is the goal. And that's really, it was born out of a love for writing. But once I sat down with BK Royston Publishing to find out how to, put this workshop together, it became something. It was a wildflower. It just grew like crazy. And so now I just can't wait to get my hands on children and get them back before us to workshop them, get that book out. And they're excited when they see their name on their book and they realize that they can Google themselves. And we start to talk about marketing and sales and profits and how to put yourself before other people and the opportunities that come out of that are not just profit, but like you said, wealth building and ideas that we espouse to them regarding just the wealth building at an early age. Some of those financial literacy things that are not necessarily taught to them at that level in school, because we've been working with elementary school children. And so they may not get a great whiff of that, but we get a group of children together and we engage their parents, of course. And we have a process for them. We have a workshop, BK Royston and Imagine Me. And we've been working with Jefferson County Public Schools. My Life Matters.
My Life Matters. Now this is the hit right here.
Big hit.
This one's the hit. This one's the real hit. This one's T-shirts, masks, the whole 9 yards, and oh my gosh, Juneteenth! Yeah. I can't even tell you how many books we sold.
Yes.
In the Louisville area, but really, literally across the country.
Yes.
Having this book, the school counselors across 2 states right now have really been like, ooh, really interested in it. Yeah.
It's life-changing for those children. And that's what it's about. It really is. At an early age, there were a lot of things that I did not believe in about myself. And so if I can take that and spin it for them on an axis where it turns the mirror around and they can see themselves being empowered, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Get your story out. Share with the world those things that you feel like on the inside of you, ignite a passion in them, that is just, what can I say? I mean, it's the best of everything for me.
Right.
I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that.
And these young people are afforded a wonderful opportunity. So Josiah Finley was at the Juneteenth event with my husband and I and my mother-in-law. And oh my gosh, the people was like, oh, he's in this book. Okay, I got to buy this one. I got to buy this book just because he's in it. Because they really were wanting to back to our generational wealth and generational profit and generational seeing something positive for the next generation. It is incredible. It goes over like wildfire because, we're sick of seeing our children gunned down in the streets. We're sick of seeing our children on the news. He robbed, he shot, he stabbed, he did. And now we have, examples of young people who are striving to change the world, because World Changers was another book too, as well, and be trailblazers and be game changers and all of that good stuff. So we're striving to not only take this to adults, but also to the next generation.
Absolutely.
So, I have no biological children. Tasha does. I don't. So therefore, this is my way of pouring into the next generation, and your way too as well, because they model what they do what they see. And if you model positivity for them and to them and in front of them, they are sure to have an example. They may not all buy in, but the ones that do will take it to the next level.
And as a social worker, my love for serving other people is great, and especially children. So next level would be one of those things where we do something with children who are struggling with that emotional regulation and the inability to communicate without aggression. And, instead of fighting it out, let's write it out.
Yeah.
Let your fingers and your story do the fighting for you. You don't have to pick up a gun. You don't have to throw your fist. We can put this pen to paper, put that story down there so that you can see something other than your aggression. You are more than your aggression. You're more than the trauma that has happened to you. I understand that it's happened. I've been there, but there is a better way to handle it. So, let's write it out.
All right. If you're if you know of a school district, or you know someone who's interested in that, or you have a nonprofit or a church group, etc., be sure and go to imaginemerising@gmail.com. And I know Miss Latasha Craig will be happy to reach out to you, and you all have a conversation and all that good stuff about offering that same writer's workshop to your young people.
Yes.
And join us on October 16th. Write that book now. Let's go to bkroystonpublishing.com and click on classes. Click on the flyer with both of our faces on it, grinning as you all, as you can clearly see.
I'm happy to write. I'm happy.
Yeah, I know.
Let's
do it. Let's write those books now. So we've got time to get it done, to get it started, to get a draft done, even before the end of the year. How committed are you? Are you ready to get it done? Are you ready to put pen to paper? Leave a voicemail, because back in the day, I used to leave voicemail messages from my home phone. That's how serious I was. I'd be writing and just calling myself. All right, remember to hey.
Or you email yourself.
Hell, you email yourself. No, but see, I'd be riding from Dixie Elementary home. That's 45-minute ride. So I would call. I couldn't drive and write. No. I would call Brian, with like, so I heard this message. It was your voice. I was like, don't delete it. That's the idea. Don't delete that.
Not the answering machine.
Yeah, answering machine. Voicemail, boo-boo. That was what I was doing. But that's how serious I was about it. And, you do what it takes to get it done. And so that's what I'm committed to. I really am. Some days I do better than others. Some days I'm soaring. Some days I just want to, as they say, get under the covers and put them over my head. But most days, I'm all out doing it. So if we need to have a conversation, go to solo.to/Julia A. Royston. That's all my contact information there. Let's have a discussion about your book, and go ahead and register. We ready to go in a virtual setting. bkroystonpublishing.com/classes. If there's no more questions and no more comments, we love you, and we look forward to seeing you on October 16th. Reach out to us. You know how to find me on social media. Yeah. I'm on Facebook when it's up. I'm on Instagram when it's up. No, I'm joking. I'm terrible. Woo! That's a whole nother session about what you do when social media is down. Girl, you keep working. That's what you do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you keep working, and you contact your email list. Yeah. Do you have an email list? Oh, we need to have that discussion too. Bye-bye. Yeah. I love you. Thank you, Tasha. We'll see you on October 16th. Let's go. Bye-bye.
Bye.